Hello, everyone, and welcome to Short Rest for session 10. Say hello.
Hi, friend.
Yeah.
Hi.
Wow, you guys are still in Spooky Island.
Hooray! I love it here, personally.
Talked to Master
the
Teller.
best.
Got permission to stay here and pretty much just enjoy the pleasantries of the mansion. Told you a little bit of the world history here. Important to not Lone Guard, Mael. Learned that. Let's say today was info dump. Yeah, very much so.
I'm sure Morse could have devised a nicer destination for a vacation.
Yeah, I think
We're
you should
working.
have. Let me see what else. You.
The brochure said it's a nice, lovely beach, beachside island. The brochure was wrong.
I feel like I have questions for Ambrosia. I was like, what are you doing exactly? Why are you studying these two areas of destruction of giant water and what?
It's kind of hard not. If you dig far back into VinTear's history, it's kind of hard not to find anything that was destroyed by the waves. It's kind of hard to get away from that. But I mean, let's do a full breakdown. You guys talked to Teller, learned a little bit of history, got permission to stay here and sleep, had a bit of adventures inside the manor, got some weaponry, and learned that you guys have to go to the church, or at least that's a point of interest, is going to the church and the museum. That's what the intact building is a museum. We're able to sneak, kinda, past some undead sailors, and learned of that this land of Mael worshipped not only the Wave Mother, but also a god of a god of something, creation maybe. As we have a new god just telling you to stop. There's a lot of details, and you learned about a folk saint.
So much going on.
Yeah.
I have this theory of like this god loved this mortal, but what did the mortal do to piss her off? And now like everything is gone.
The two gods are fighting over the mortal, and that's what happened.
She blocked him.
Big oops.
It's like, you're my mortal. Destroy.
Any questions you guys may have?
How relevant is Lathander and VinTear?
How what?
Like relevant? Like
Relevant?
is he like one of the big known gods, or is he just kind of like around?
He's around. Yeah, I would say he's not like one of the major gods that are major. Like, I couldn't imagine a city preaching to a god of creation, of craft and creation.
Right.
Most cities that I've built are usually like, it's all about strength and commerce, and we're all about community and the sun, and like things of power that strike a little bit of fear in enemies, especially how VinTear is so divided.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I was about to say, like, how much trouble are we getting into by meddling? How strong is this god we're meddling with?
I've
Gods
learned
of the
anything,
sun.
don't piss off a god.
Especially
Yeah,
one
so-
of the
It
sun.
sounds like the god's already pissed off, so...
See, this is why Arrow's keeping his mouth shut in the church.
and
Don't- I don't want to say a thing about Umberly in here.
and Legati has a skull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was skull, yeah.
We have a little ghost
Yoinked
friend.
the skull, yeah.
we have
that's
a
very
school
fitting
friend.
for you.
Um,
Chilling in your bed.
yeah.
It's like
He's
Hamlet moment.
carefully wrapped, hanging out with his books that we also took from his place.
He was fine with it. He was like, hey, if you're going to do this, just
Yeah.
share my knowledge, and maybe you being a student of the Salal. And yeah, that's another thing is that Revelations, he knew of the
So
Salal.
happy.
Yeah, he had some understandings, which seems important.
Wanted to
So we saw statues of gods, and one of them was the Wave Mother, and there was two others.
Yeah, there was two symmetrical, like the same statue of the same person. Almost
Okay,
like
not
inverse-
so they weren't Wave Mothers; they were
No.
two others that are of the same person.
Yeah, the ones
Or
that you cannot
entity,
see.
yeah.
The
ones we can't see. Okay, that's interesting.
It is a god that has been usurped, and much like a god who's gone, things take over their domain. and it's kind of like rewritten.
You said a god is gone, and he said bye-bye.
But yeah, that was the thing. From the very beginning, when you were meeting with the thespian, and he was sort of spouting off like this thing. Not even he can speak it. You know, it was like you can't speak it, you can't hear it, and they're just going by undead instincts. It's not like they had a full mind going on. Okay.
So now I have new questions. Is this like a language of the god that's so holy that no mortal comprehension, no mortal being can comprehend it? That's why every time we interact with the name or image of, it's like psychic damage.
I think it's just erased.
Can I
think
meta?
it doesn't exist anymore.
It just
and that's
doesn't
why we
exist
can't.
anymore.
It's
That's
a little
my
bit of
view.
both. Yeah, it's a little bit of, it's like it's been erased because a god has stepped in as a replacement and sort of like taken over that domain.
So it's
And
like,
the fact that you would imagine a new god jumping into the seat of an older one going, you're no longer, this thing, you can't worship to it anymore. It doesn't exist. So what is a god that doesn't exist? It's got to be me because I'm the new one. So whatever references to the old one, it can't be done.
so it's like the Raven Queen, because technically she got usurped.
A little bit, yeah.
And
That was the other question I had, because I'm learning world lore as we go. What about the relevance of the Raven Queen? Is she a well-known deity? Would Arrow know about the Raven
Yeah,
Queen?
I think the Raven Queen's very well known, but it's the idea of like, who was the one before her?
Okay.
Yeah. Don't know, and I don't think that information's available. Or even if it is, it's much like the current predicament where it's like, okay, I know of it, I just can't. I think I
Yeah.
know it. It's like, where's those details? It's all muddled because you can't worship a god that doesn't exist.
Right. Okay.
Or like the Ankarna thing from Dimension 20. I think only Mike
But I
knows that
mean-
though.
But I mean, to be fair, is that something so far-fetched or just like that? I guess putting it this way, like it's possible, right? Because I mean, we have clouds, castles floating in the sky. We've got corroboration from other beings who have physically seen clouds or castles floating in the sky.
I mean, that's a
Technically
different
two of
level.
us.
I think that would be a different thing of like clouds. I mean, pulling it back a little bit, we know how those castles were flying.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
we know the entity that was doing the clouds. This is like instead of affecting one aspect of the world, this is affecting all of the planet. So different level.
Yeah, they got thrown out. The new one's in, and nobody knows their name.
Yeah.
Or the old one.
Rip.
Any other questions for you guys? No.
Do you have it planned out already what we're gonna get paid per book, or is it like just 4,000 working down? I'm just wondering, like, do
The
you
way-
know when we've maxed it out?
Yeah, I do know. So the way I built it was the way she worded the offer to you was that she's going to provide you 4,000 gold if you're able to provide a sufficient amount of detail and information about Lone Guard.
Yeah.
And if you guys were just to visit and don't bring anything back, she's going to pay you less.
Yeah.
There will be, if you guys do bring a lot of stuff, which you guys are clearly trying to do, there can be a check, like a persuasion check or some sort of like charisma check, and there's a possibility of maybe stretching that 4,000 to a little bit more.
Wow.
She does have a cap.
Certainly seems worth it. We're gonna tell her everything about this place and the world itself. So
So there's a possibility of you getting 4,000 maybe plus, or 4,000 by itself, which is also a pretty good amount.
we got to get her to roll it forward and sponsor a new expedition into the desert where we want to
Or
go.
that, just to get store
Right.
credit.
Yeah.
God, you
I
just
am,
use dollar signs for these books.
Hey, look, I'm willing to go back into that manor and grab another bag as much as I can carry if I can get, my fair 20% of the cut.
I mean,
Yeah, we pay
the
off our debt.
this is cover. Yeah, it's going to cover our fine first, and then the rest of it should be split
I
evenly.
would
We
just
should
like-
ask the ghost if they have like a wagon or something.
I'm just gonna throw out the logical statement out there. Don't carry so much that we can't put it on a boat, guys.
That
Yeah, we have a rowboat,
That.
rower, help.
Too bad we couldn't put it all in the ruby rod. That would have been.
You mean the
I
thing
missed
is
that
right?
thing.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Boy, there's a
Question
lot of
about that
definitely a
detail,
thought about the rowing too. I was like, oh yeah, bring as much as you can. That's gonna be fun traveling back. What was gonna be your question, Titan?
I was gonna ask about the ship that we were crossing. Did it happen to have like a name on the side or anything that I could have caught?
I think because it's such in a position where it's like, yeah, I think there wouldn't be a name clearly visible
Fair enough.
on it.
Which one is it?
It's a lot of like either they're crazed or they're kind of just stuck here as a lot of the humanoid figures here. Gazing water, or at least purified gazing water, is kind of fucked up.
Not good for you. Don't drink it.
don't drink
Yeah.
it, don't eat it.
It's only lucky that at least for those who live near the gazing pool now, which would be like, I think Diva and Arrow, it is very much diluted by now. The tidal wave hit it, and it's diluted with seawater, so it's not as potent as it once was. So back then, when it was potent, it did some incredible stuff.
I mean, rumor blood of God.
Mm-hmm. But
Oh, is it the same one that's been erased? Same.
We're just swimming in it. It's fine.
We almost ate it and drank it.
Uh huh.
Delicious.
I don't know. Moore's is having some thoughts about potentially drinking this water since it's obviously got some sort of, special properties. Maybe it might give him a...
Oh, I
See,
thought.
Legati,
Hold on.
we could let him test it out.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe it'll make my -1 of dexterity a 0 or a 1, Who knows?
It turned all these people into forever undead and ghosts and stuff. I thought you didn't like that. That's unnatural, Moors.
Ooh.
Yeah, because
Come
they're
on,
dead.
Moors!
I am alive.
For now.
I'm
it's
just
not the
saying,
question
hey,
of that you are alive now. It's to Arrow's point. It changes you. Are you fine with it changing you?
That's what I'm saying. If that -1 of dexterity becomes a 1,
You just
Oh, boy.
did like gazelle legs.
Hey, why don't you just go ahead and drink that yellow liquid, please?
Okay.
Because that's-
I feel fine.
That's a different. That's like an altered gazing pool water thing. It almost like instead of like changing, it gives.
I'm curious about it.
I've written
Okay.
down side effects.
Oh.
See, that's
will
the
hurt,
part that makes me
promise.
not want to
Who
drink
knows?
it.
Well, that all said and done. Thank you so much for joining us for the short rest. See you guys next time. Bye.